She doesn't need a job because she can just manifest the success and wealth she wanted.
I believe that working a 9-to-5 is absolutely soul-crushing, and it's the equivalent of modern-day slavery. The reason why you're not getting what you want out of life is because you're stuck in the victim mentality loop. I recently quit my job, and I have everyone ask me, well, what are you gonna do for money? When are you gonna find another job? And I'm just like, I don't want to.
Everybody that talks about don't want to work hard, don't want to put in the time, certainly enjoy the benefits of those that came before them who did put in hard work. In 1916, Ford Motor Company, 40,000 employees, 58 different nationalities, 735,000 cars produced, changed the transportation industry forever. The moon landing project, 400,000 people working as a team. The Human Genome Project, 1,000+ scientists from 20 separate universities and research centers across the United States, United Kingdom, France, Germany, Japan, China, all working together. The Manhattan Project, 129,000 people at its peak, 80,000+ construction workers, 40,000 employees, all coming together and working as a team, with everybody pulling their weight and putting it together. And tonight, we've been debating the difference in a generational ideology about how you succeed in the workplace. And it's a different world than when I was younger. My next guest, Shira, says she doesn't follow all the social media work trends because she doesn't think jobs are necessary. She doesn't think they're necessary at all. So you say you don't like a boss being able to control you at work or tell you what needs to be done?
Absolutely. It is so controlling, and they put out all of these fear tactics, and it's soul-crushing. It's something that we are not meant to do as people here on this earth. We are not meant to work for our money. Money is something that can come towards us.
I have a question. Do you get what they call hungry?
Absolutely, and in fact, actually, I live in a homeless program. I don't have this support that you guys are talking about. I don't have people to uplift me or encourage me or say, yeah, go get a job, go do this, go work hard. I had to do it myself. I had to figure this out myself.
What did you figure out?
I learned from people who were actually rich, millionaires, multimillionaires who wrote books. They put work in, yes, they put effort, but you do not have to put that much effort in. You are supposed to go towards what makes you happy. Corporate America does not care about their employees. You're saying go above and beyond, go do this, go do that. You even just said, I went above and beyond and I didn't get paid for it. That's exactly what I mean. You don't get paid for the amount of effort and the amount of work that you put in.
No, I actually learned. And you know what I did do? It's like being a parent. You have to go above and beyond because the success of your family is dependent on it.
And I go above and beyond on myself.
I learned that in the workforce.
I want to work for myself. I do not want to work under somebody.
What do you do?
I'm a social media influencer. I am going to be successful and I am going to make it, and I will never work a 9-to-5 in my life.
Your perspective is your perspective, and that's fine, and you have that right.
Absolutely.
Just like those of us that have actually put our noses to the grindstone, enjoy the fruits of our hard work, and that hard work is trickling down to our future generations. That is important to us. Social media is a fad.
Gabrielle says that she knows how employees can better live their lives, and that's why she created the popular working concept, lazy girl job.
Work-life balance is now becoming way, way, way more desired than the pay raise. I'm so much more interested in doing the bare minimum and quiet quitting. I quit my corporate job a year ago. I used to be a girl boss. What does the lazy girl job girl do all day? I thought I'd show you a day in the life as me. So at 7 a.m. I went to the gym. Predominantly do hot yoga and Pure Barre. That's what I love, and I need a lot of breaks in my day. If you feel stuck making any progress in your career, I have something for you. It's not an ebook. It's not a course. To make a change in your career takes actual reflection. It takes looking in the mirror and being honest with yourself. Found a professional way to say, I'm not doing this work, or this isn't part of my job. There's all these new AI tools for job seekers, which really helps you. It's great to have AI actually apply for jobs for you, write your resumes, your cover letters, all that stupid stuff that we don't need to do anymore. I'm talking about the mindset of actually holding your boundaries At your job, I'm not gonna go back into the office if the company culture is screwed up. I am the anti-work girl boss because I believe that the world is due for a huge transformation when it comes to the relationship with work.
Well, now, Gabrielle has had over 10,000 worldwide media mentions after creating Lazy Girl Jobs. So this had traction, right?
Yes, it did.
And why do you think it resonated so much with people?
Well, Lazy Girl Job, obviously, if you have no context to it, it's very easy to get triggered. So I think there was almost that negative attention to it. But on the positive side of things, it was an ability for Gen Z to actually have permission to discuss work-life balance at scale.
Mm-hmm. Lazy is a pejorative term. That's something that people think of in a negative way, being lazy. But then you talk about work-life balance, and that's not negative at all.
Yeah, correct, sir. I really appreciate you bringing that up. So Lazy Girl is a TikTok trend. So lazy girl hair routines, lazy girl workouts were very, very popular at that time. So it was more about doing something that we are expected to in womanhood in an efficient amount of time. So when I saw that, I said, hair and makeup's great, but why don't we talk about careers as well as women?
So you spend a lot of time on this?
As much as I want to, and sometimes when I don't want to work, I also take breaks, just like any entrepreneur does.
It's a passion for you.
Of course, and I teach most women to find that cool, right? Find your passion, and if it's not your 9 to 5 and you're not a curse in that way, let's maybe not have so much judgment around that.
Judgment around what?
So typically your first or second question when you're meeting someone new, it's what do you do for work? It's great to be proud of what you do for a living, absolutely, but also adds this social categorizing system that we do where it's, oh, they're just a janitor, right? We do some stuff like that. And when we attach our self-worth around things that are external from us, that we can't necessarily control all the time, promotions, right? We're a little bit out of our control, depending on how you vouch for yourself or put in the good work, like they say. Typically, when we don't get what we want in our job titles, we have suffering around that. And so there's this whole idea that I'm trying to really popularize of just decentering the 9 to 5 from your life. And what does that look like?
Well, some people need that. Some people need that order of 9 to 5.
I couldn't agree with you more, and that's the cool thing about it is instead of judging others on how we should do work, and that's how the younger generation should as well, normalizing the idea of, hey, I like to take meetings after 10 a.m. Hey, I like to take meetings before 10 a.m. It's really more of a flexible life that we're living in today. Mm-hmm. And 9 to 5s can also light people up too. I'm absolutely not anti 9 to 5. I'm just anti putting all of your chickens in one basket with that, or eggs in one basket, whatever the heck it is.
Well, they become chickens.
Chickens or eggs, whatever comes first, we don't know.
But Ryan, what's going to happen if this is a passing fad and these people that now are young and they're more focused on work-life balance, but later they get married, they have kids, they have a mortgage, they have things they want to focus on, and they've created this record in social media and all of these posts where anybody in job recruitment or HR looks at it and says, that doesn't make him a very good candidate. I think I'll pass.
In fairness, I think we're making assumptions that whatever this person is posting on social media, assuming they're posting their lazy girl journey at all, they may not, and that's going to somehow be distasteful to an employer. Now, sometimes it might be, but man, I found a lot of great people through social media. The best people I hired had no idea who they were until they got on their phone and said, hey, world, I'm an expert in this subject. I'm going to teach you about it. That's someone who I want to work with. In your hypo, that person is married, they have kids. This is a person who is living a very rich human existence. And it sounds like they found a way to be flexible enough to build a life outside of work.
All right, that's a great speech. Now answer my question.
That is the answer.
No, that's not the answer. My question is, do you not acknowledge that people put things on the internet that come back to bite them later?
Yes, that happens. Look, should you watch what you put on social media? Yeah, use your head. Don't be a Looney Tune out there.
That's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
I always valued hard work. It's probably because I grew up really poor. When I was young, I was short-sighted, and I worked hard only to get what I wanted. But over time, when you work for what you get, rather than having it handed to you, it changes who you are. It begins to define just not what you do, but who you become, who you are. And whether I've succeeded or failed, as it turns out, I've owned that. It mattered not who was president. It didn't matter how much the tax rates were. It didn't matter what happened to other people. You create your own experience. And I still believe in this country. There is no other country where a poor kid with an alcoholic father and periods of being homeless and living on the street can achieve the kind of success that I've enjoyed in my life. If I had one wish for some of the Gen Zers or just young people in general, even some millennials, who believe they should only have to do what they want to do, it would be this. Today will not last. It will change. So many want to be influencers, content creators, digital stars, but like I say, only a very small percent are ever going to do that. It's like wanting to be a musician or get in the NBA. You know, you better have a plan B. So being an entrepreneur, you know, I think the last job I had was when I got fired from A&W. I've kind of been in business for myself all the way. And if you don't want to work for somebody, sure, don't. Be an entrepreneur, but eating is a habit. And so you got to figure out a way to get along until you find out that thing. But you are the CEO of You, Inc. And you got to ask yourself, how's that working for you? Are you getting what you want? And the number one thing for me has been to do what I'm passionate about. And if you're not doing what you're passionate about, then you need to find out what that is. Because if you're blessed enough to do something you're passionate about, then your vocation becomes your avocation. You're now doing something you love. How horrible would it be to work your whole life to become the best accountant in the world, only to find out you didn't ever want to be an accountant? You wanted to be a musician, or you wanted to be something else. I love doing what I do. I don't have to do this. I could be playing golf or tennis or something else right now. It wouldn't change my life one bit. But I don't want to do that. I want to do this. I want to be here talking to all of you guys. I want to make a difference. I want to have an impact. If you do something you're passionate about, then it's not work. And if I got a piece of advice, it's do that. Find what you're passionate about.